Adrit, what about you? You had fun? Okay. Did you learn something yesterday?
Yes, ma'am.
What you had done?
Ma'am, I had today Telugu test, so I learned yesterday.
Okay, so you have learned Telugu yesterday because you had exam today. All right, good. Ashwant, what you had yesterday? Did you learn something yesterday? Yes, Ashwant. Rishit, I can't see you actually, Rishit. Oh, wonderful, Rishit. You have GK Olympiad. Okay, all right. Good. All the very best for it. Okay, so we'll start now. Yesterday, you all did the test well, but yes, few of the questions were like wrong. Right, Ritesh, Adrit, Ashwant, and Ritesh? Few of the questions were wrong. I'll just share the screen and we'll go through all the answers because I feel like some of the points you have missed. And second thing, what I want to say is like whenever you attempt the test, just read the question. Twice you should read the question and then you should write the answer or you should mark the answer because what happens sometimes when we are in a hurry, we don't read the question, we just read it half and then we mark it simply. And by doing so, what will happen? We'll get less marks, right? So don't do that. Just read the question twice and then read all four options and then mark your answer. Finally, and submit the paper. All right. So I'll just share the screen. We'll through all the questions so that next time we don't repeat the same mistake. Okay. I hope the screen is visible. Yes. Anyone can tell me yes, it is visible or not?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Okay, this was the question number one. Which of the following is an indication that the rotting of garbage is complete? So, how you will be getting to know that whatever the garbage is being there has been completely rotted or not? So, the answer is both A and B. So, if it is completely rotted, then what happened? The color will change into black. And second thing, the smell will not be coming. So, rotting is basically the foul smell you will be getting. And once the rotting process is being completed, then you will not be getting the foul smell as well as the black color will appear. So the answer is both A and B. Coming to the second one, which of the following ought to be avoided as a spread over sand when building a comfortable residence for red worm? So if you are just making a kind of place for the red worms to be there so that they can do the vermicomposting. So what thing you have to avoid out of these four? The first one is use of green leaves. You should not use the green leaves. Second thing, shiny paper. Third thing, dried animal dung. Animal dung is basically the kind of dung which is like released by the animals. Then husk or pieces of newspaper. So you should not put the newspaper or the husk. Out of these four, the correct answer is a shiny paper because when you put the shiny paper inside the pit where the red worms are there, they will be taking or they will be using it for their food eating purpose. And because of which, what happened? They might die or they might not feel comfortable for doing the process of vermicomposting. Then third, which of the following is a condition required by red worms for their survival? Now, what kind of condition do they need? What do they need is humid climate, neither so cold, neither so hot. So they should get the humid climate. That is the not so cold, not so hot. Fourth, which of the following is the area where garbage is thrown? So at which place the garbage safai karamchari will be coming and collecting and they will be dumping it. The name is the landfill. So as we have discussed earlier, landfill is a low-lying open area. And in that area, all the society garbage will be collected and will be dumped in that place. Fifth one, which of the following are responsible for the rotting process? So out of these, which will be helping in the process of rotting? Insects, ants, microbes, and mosquitoes. So microbes, they will be helping for the process because they are the very minute, they are the very small microorganisms. What do? They will work on the garbage and slowly and gradually they will eat them and convert them into the nutrients. Question number 6, which one can be used for making manure? So if we want to make the manure from the biodegradable waste, what kind of the organism we should use? We should use the earthworm. So that is the reason, like earthworm, they are called as a farmer's friend. Why they are called farmer friend? Because they will be helping to convert the waste material or convert the biodegradable waste material into the compost or into the manure. That is why they are called as the farmer's friend. They help in the fertility of soil. Then 7, leaves falling from trees should be disposed by. So you might have seen sometimes what happens from our tree, so many leaves will fall down through the by the help of the wind or maybe by the help of any other factors and all. Automatically also sometimes they fell down. So what we should dispose, how we should dispose them, what we should do with them? The first thing, burning. Second thing, making compost by boiling and drying them. Third thing, making compost by vermicomposting, and any of these methods. So what we should do, we should not burn them. Never ever we should burn them, because when we burn them, what happens? The gas will go into our surrounding in the atmosphere, and which will be harmful for us. Second thing, making compost by boiling and drying them. No. If we boil and dry the leaves, then they will not be making the nutrients. They cannot be converted into nutrients. Third thing, making compost by vermicomposting. So what we will be doing with the help of those leaves and with the help of the other kind of biodegradable waste, we should convert them into the compost. And for this, the red worm or the earthworm will be helping for doing the process. The eighth one, which among the following will not pollute the soil? It means they will not disturb the soil. They will not infertile the soil. First thing, aluminum foil, plastic, thermocol, and bread. So when you take that aluminum foil and when you keep them into the soil, they will pollute. They will not allow the microbes to work them. Plastic also will not allow them. Then thermocol also will pollute the soil. So bread is the only out of these four allows them to not pollute the soil. Ninth one, if you dump kitchen waste in a pit, after some time it may. So you might have seen, like if we collect any garbage, like kind of biodegradable waste, if we collect them and put into the dump or put into the pit, what happen after some time? Automatically they will be converting into the compost. Compost means manure. In the manure, they will be getting into the conversion. Which of the full? Yeah, tell me.
Ma'am, can you explain vermicomposting again?
Vermicomposting process, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I will be doing it now. So today we'll be discussing in detail about the vermicomposting, the whole process of it. Fine, Shitej?
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Then last one, which of the following waste cannot be added in the process of making vermicompost? So if we are doing the vermicomposting process, what we should not add into it? Cardboard, cow dung, newspaper, and pickles. So these, out of these four, we should not add pickles, because pickles contain oil, and that oil will not allow the earthworm to convert them into the manure. So any kind of glass, any kind of oil, any kind of the plastic thing should not be added into the compost or into the pit, because they will not allow the earthworm or the redworm to work on it. All right, so this were the 10 questions in the yesterday's test. Clear? Ashwan, Shitej, Adrit, Rishit, clear? Okay, Rishit has said yes, okay. Okay.
Yes,
and last time I've given you some homework. What about that?
done, ma'am.
Done? But I was waiting for, I told you that you need to send me the picture of it. 5 questions you need to frame and send me on my number. Did you send it?
Ma'am, I forgot to send you a number. Can I send now? I did it, but
Send it. What about Ashwant and Rishit? Have you done your homework? Yes, Ashwant?
ma'am,
No?
today.
Okay, today I want it. All right, Ashwant? Rishit, actually, I have sent that day also the number. But never mind, I'll send you the number again in the chat option, and you can just send me all the answers there. So I hope you all have received my number. Now you can send me the homework. All right. Okay, so we'll be starting today with the next topic, which is the vermicomposting. Let Shitish come. Okay. So today we'll be starting with the topic which is the composting. So thought for the day, dreaming is the beginning of getting everything you want. So when you start dreaming, you will be getting whatever you want in your life. So today's topic is what? Composting. Any idea, Shritish, Adrit, Ashwant, Ritish? Any idea what is composting? Yes, Ritish?
Ma'am, when earthworms turn biodegradable waste into compost.
Good. Adrit, anything you want to talk about the compost? What is compost or what is composting? Anything, whatever you know. Who helps for the composting? It is done by whom? What kind of structure do they have? Anything. Yes, Ashwant, anything you know about the composting?
Composting is done by earthworms.
Okay, good. So composting is done by earthworm. Correct. So okay. Composting is basically a natural process, which is what? It's a kind of natural process that recycles the nutrients in the waste and forms manure or compost. So, like for example, I explain this through the example. So, like example, we have the fruit and vegetable peels. So, what I have done, I have just collected them into a pit, whatever, like maybe for 5 to 10 days, I have collected them into a pit, and later on, I have covered that pit with the soil. After this, what I'll do is I'll just keep on pouring the water every day. I'll just like how we give the water to the plant, same way I will be giving the water to the pit also. So what happened after giving the water every day for 5 to 10 days, you will be noticing that after some days, this pit will be converted. The place where you have thrown all the kind of the fruits and vegetables, that place will not have those fruits and vegetables further. What they will be converted them into? They will be converted them into the compost. So automatically, with the help of the worms, what happened? These fruits and vegetables will be converted into the manure, and this manure will be used by the plants for their growth. So that is why it is a natural process, because of which what happened? The fruits and vegetables, they contain the nutrient, and these nutrients will be recycled by the earthworm or the red worm, so that they can convert them into the manure or compost. And once they are converted into manure and compost, what happens? That can be used by the plants for their growth. And plants, what do? They prepare the food. That food will be eaten by us. And then again, what we do? We release the excreta, and then excreta will go again into the soil. Then red worm will work into it. Then again, it will be converted into the manure or compost, and that compost or manure will be used by the plants for the growth. So like this, the same thing keep on repeating for the process. So that is what the composting is. So composting is a natural process that recycles the nutrients in the waste and form manure and compost. So you can see in this picture what they have done. They have made a cardboard where they have dumped all the kind of the garbage, like biodegradable garbage. So you can see flowers are there, dried leaves are there, vegetables and fruit peels are there. So all those things are being dumped into the pit of this wood box. Now, this compost is basically they act like, so you can see after few days, everything, whatever was there has been converted into what? Into the manure. So this is what it has been converted into the manure or compost. So this has been converted into the manure or the compost. So now the steps of vermicomposting. So these are the certain steps. But before going to the step, I would like to show you a video related to it. as a kind of funny video. You can just see the whole process, how it keeps on going.
Ma'am, is
Is it odd?
Okay, class.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
would like to
Shitesh?
do
Ma'am, vermicomposting is just same as composting, or are they different?
The only difference is in the composting process, we do not use the red worm or the earthworm. So automatically they will be converted into the manure. But in the case of the vermicomposting, the red worms or the earthworm will be used so that the whole thing can be converted into the manure or compost.
Okay, ma'am.
So it is the video is
Three
audible
on
to
the
you?
board.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Just listen to this video carefully. So either you can take a large wooden box or you can dig a pit of 30 centimeter deep from inside. So any two things can be used for this process. So what we should do at the bottom of that wooden box, we should either spread a net or the fine chicken mess or the any other kind of thing into it. So what we can do, we can either spread the vegetable waste, fruit peels, dried animal dungs or the husk, or we can also throw the old newspaper into it. And it should not be like for doing the process, you should just keep on wasting the newspaper, keep on wasting the other fruits and all, unnecessary, or eating the fruits and throwing the peels. Don't do that. Whenever it is like generated at your home, you can do that process. So this last layer should be basically loose so that the air and the moisture can come inside the pit. So what are they? They are the red worms. So basically he got itching because of these red worms, and red worms started eating him. They started feeding on him. So either we can just bring some earthworm from somewhere and we can just put them into the pit, or sometimes what happen, or I can say most of the time what happen, like this earthworm, they comes automatically to the waste, near to the waste area, and then they start feeding on the waste.
बिल्कुल ट्रेंडी कट है सर।
So you can see that after a few days what happened, the number of earthworm, they started increasing in the pit, and because the number increases, the compost we will be getting at a sooner rate. So what we need to do, upper layer, we need to cover it either with a jute bag or gunny bags, we can say that, or with the help of the grass, we can cover it. And it is important that once in a few days, like after 2 days or 3 days, in a 2 to 3 days, we need to remove the upper layer of the soil. So why it is important? So that whatever things are present inside, they can get the proper air or the moisture into it. That is why it is important to just move the top layer of the soil. So after 4 weeks, what happened? Everything, whatever we have dumped into the pit, it has been converted into the compost, or we can say they are being converted into the manure. So I hope like it is clear now what is vermicomposting, how it is done. Like it is a very important and useful process for all of us, right? So whatever the waste we are generating, we can also create at home. You know, you all can try in fact. So if you don't have the wooden box, what you can do, you can take some other plastic container also. Big you have, na big containers you have, like kind of big plastic bucket you have, the old plastic bucket. You can dig also, Rishin. So if you have the old plastic bucket or the unused plastic bucket, which is like not in work now, you can use that for making the compost. Fine, but I will suggest that you should not do that in the plastic because the red worms will be getting affected by that. So if something is with the other thing, you can try, or you can try with the earthen pot, like with the made up of the clay and all those things. You can try with that. So you need to put all the kind of waste into that, cover it with the soil, cover it with the grass, or cover with the gunny bag, and red worms will be coming automatically into the pit. And after some time, what happened, the whole compost or the whole whatever the waste we have dumped into it will be converted into the compost, and that compost we can use for the other plants for their growth and development. So that is how the vermicomposting it is being done. So composting is basically without the help of the worms, and the vermicomposting with the help of the worms it is being done. Composting we are doing at home, like without the help of the worms we are doing. Vermicomposting yet yeah, in some at some home we are doing, but not everybody is not following the vermicomposting. It is because it is not easy to get the red worms. If you want that red worm should come to your area wherever you have dumped the things, then you should actually buy it from outside. So either from some labs you should buy it, or either you should get it from somewhere else. So then only you can do the vermicomposting. Automatically, it will take some time to come them to into it. Fine. And if you want the number of the red worms or the earthworm should increases a lot so that the process can be fast, what you can do along with the fruit peels and the vegetable peels, you can add the mutton and chicken there. So what happened with the mutton and the chicken? They will be smelling it so fast and they will be coming to your place so soon. So that is what happened when you add the mutton or the chickens or any kind of non-vegetarian item into the pit. Fine. So that is what the vermicomposting process is. So the microbes will be helping it to convert them into the nutrients. The worms like the red worms or the earthworm will be helping them to convert into the process. Fine. So these red worms basically they do not have the teeth. They have a kind of structure called as gizzard. Okay. I'll just share the screen and write the spelling of it. So the red worms, they do not have the teeth. They have a structure called as gizzard, which help them to grind the food. Share. Okay. So what do they red worms? They do not have red worms. Do not have teeth. They do not have teeth. However, they have the structure
Ma'am,
called
do
as
earthworms have teeth? Teacher, can you show the pic of
no, they do not. They also have the structure called as gizzard. I'll show you the gizzard.
it? Teacher, can you show the picture of gizzard?
Yeah, I am showing. I am showing that. Wait, I'll just. Sharing screen. Hmm. So actually, this is the earthworm. Now you can see this. They have the in the last at the end of the tail or at the end of the mouth. I can say they have the gizzard. Gizzard. They are just like the teeth. but not the teeth exactly. So they are not the teeth, but just like the teeth because they work for grinding the food. So the food will be grinded with the help of this gizzard present in the earthworm. So near to the mouth area, they have the gizzard. They do not have the teeth. I'll show you other picture also where you can see. So this is also the earthworm. So you can see the mouth, you can see the gizzard present in the body of the earthworm. So with the help of this, they will. So this is the picture you can see. This is how the earthworm day looks like. And this is how they are working to convert them into the compost or the manure.
Ma'am, but what if the biodegradable waste is too much? Like if it's
So
so
red worms do not have teeth, they have this. So the amount of the red worms we need to increase and it will take more time to convert into the compost or the manure.
okay, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. So the main function of the gizzard, what they will be doing, they will be helping in grinding the food. So whatever the food is there, they will be helping in grinding the food. The second thing, what do they need? They need the moisture. Moisture means a little amount of the water in the atmosphere. Then second thing, what do they need? They need a shade. That is why whenever we are creating a pit, what we have to make sure that the area should have the shade. So moisture they need, shade they need, and they need the moderate temperature. It means neither so hot and neither so cold. So these are the three conditions required by them: moisture, shade, and the moderate temperature. So with the help of this, what they will be doing, they will be converting them into the manure. Clear? So that is how the vermicomposting is done basically by the people or by us also sometimes. Anything you want to ask? Any one of you? Anything? Adrit, Shritesh, Ashwant, Videsh, Rishit. Anything, any question, any doubt? No. Okay. So we'll move to the next one. I think you might have not heard that word ever. Have you ever heard this word? Yes. Anyone is there? Have you ever heard this word? Shritesh, have you ever heard this word?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Adrit, Rishit,
No, ma'am.
Ritesh? No, none of them have heard this word, right? Before, when I was small, I also never heard this word. Like something like this we had. Actually, this is a type of toilet. What is the purpose of this toilet? So we are learning about waste management, solid waste management, how we can dispose them. So this is also a kind of method where it is used most of the part of the Kerala and the Sri Lanka. So I'll tell you what it is. It is an ecologically compatible system of disposal of human excreta. Now clear what happens with the help of this toilet? What will be disposed? Right? What will be disposed? The human excreta. Or I can say in a very simple language, whatever we release in the morning, we have to take care of it, and there is a way, there is a mechanism for it, and that kind of toilet is called as a ecosan toilet. So this is like being used by the different parts of the Kerala and the Sri Lanka, and I'll show you a video also how it works and how it actually looks like. So before that, let me complete with this part of the functioning of this. So it is an incompatible system. With the help of this, what we will be doing, we will be disposing the human excreta, and is the use of dry composting toilets. So these are the dry composting toilets. So no water is required for this. For in this toilet, the water is not required at all. And these eco-san toilets are being constructed in the different parts of the where Kerala and Sri Lanka. So let us see.
Show the picture of it.
Yeah, I'm not going to show the picture. I'm going to show how it is actually, how it works actually. Fine, that would be more interesting to know. All right. Okay, let me show you how this works. Yes, here.
Liquid Text, winner of Apple's Editor's Choice Most Innovative iPad App of the Year, goes beyond.
So listen to the video very, very carefully. This is like not given in your book. It is not given anywhere. This is like very, very important thing, I think, regarding to the technology or regarding to the brain of that person or whosoever team was involved in that. So it's a very good thing.
And toilets. Another alternative is now available for safe disposal of human excreta. EcoSan toilets. EcoSan toilets have been designed to protect and preserve the environment. The special feature of EcoSan toilets is that the urine...
Actually, this is the full volume of this video. Just listen to this video. What I'll do, I'll share the link afterwards, like in your group, okay? So that it will be like clearly visible to you and audible to you, okay?
and excreta are collected and disposed of separately. EcoSan toilets do not use water for flushing. Construction of EcoSan toilets. The entire structure is constructed above the ground and does not have below ground beds. The bottom of the toilet is a concrete slab. 2 disposal chambers with squatting platforms are built on this slab. Eco-pans are fitted in these instead
So what
of
they have
rural
done, they
pans.
have constructed a kind of two chambers where the toilet has been kept on it. So down one is for collecting the excreta and for the urine collection. You can see 2 pipes you can see at the side. So urine collection and for the excreta that is there. And then above you can see 2 toilet seats are there. These seats are called as the EcoSan toilets. So basically this has these EcoSan toilets, they have the 3 parts of it.
The toilet room is built above the 2 chambers. The EcoPan has 3 parts. The shallow part at the front for urine.
So the first part is the shallow part that is for the urine. So if any person want to urinate, they have to use the first part which is for the urination.
The drop hole in the middle for excreta.
So center one you can see the whole big hole that is for the excreta. So whatever the excreta is being released by the humans, that will be gone to that dump part because they have created a chamber. It will go directly into that chamber.
And the shallow part at the rear for self-cleansing.
And the last part of it is for the self-cleansing. You have to clean your body part then after doing that or after releasing the excreta.
A pipe under the floor collects and carries the urine.
So you can see the first part where a person is urinating is that part is connected to a tube where the urine is being collected outside that chamber.
From the shallow urine bowl to a pot buried in the ground outside. The user drops the excreta in the middle hole.
So you can see that in the center, the person is releasing the excreta and that excreta is going into the downer part of the chamber. And then that person is going behind to the third part of it.
Back and sprinkles 1 or 2 handful of ash, lime.
And then how he is cleaning his private part is with the help of the ash or with the help of the sand. So basically in earlier time also when no water was available or less amount of water was available, the people they used to use the ash or the sand for cleaning that area.
Sand or sawdust into the hole and covers the...
And after doing all this thing, what he has to do, he has to cover that center part, the whole part, so that the foul smell should not come out.
Hole. The user does anal cleansing. A separate pipe collects and carries the wash water to a...
So after cleaning that area with the help of the ash or the other thing, what they have to do, that automatically goes into the another container where they will be collected.
Small filter bed outside the toilet where salt absorbing plants are grown. Ash, lime, sand or sawdust helps absorb the water in the excreta and enhances the decomposition process and converts sludge into compost. They also prevent the flies and foul smell. At a time, a family uses only one chamber.
So though there are two chambers, but at a time we should use only one chamber. So like for example, if 5 members are there in the family, all the 5 members should use only one toilet. They should not use both the toilets simultaneously. The reason why, because if they keep on using both the toilets together, then it will take time for both the chambers to fill up. And if it will take more time to fill up, then it will take more time to decompose them. So that is why first they should complete the first chamber and then only they should move to the second chamber, second toilet.
This chamber gets filled in about a year and is sealed. Now, the second chamber comes into use. After 12 to 15 months, the slab in the back wall of the first chamber is removed and the manure is taken out. The pit is now ready for reuse.
So automatically what happened after few years, few months, the pit will be, that the chamber where the excreta was there, that will be completely converted into the manure or the compost automatically.
Eco-sand toilets are very effective in coastal regions with high water table, as well as in the dry, rocky and water-scarce areas.
Remember, the water used for cleansing must not fall in the excreta chamber. A handful of ash, sawdust or lime must be thrown on the excreta and the drop hole covered after every time the toilet is used.
So that is what like done by the UNICEF India. So anything, any one of you want to ask? So it is an interesting process, right? It is. Ashwant, Ritesh, Kshitej, Rishit, it is interesting or not? So that is how, like, see, you can see so many things are there in and around us, but we are not aware of certain things, right? But now whenever you go, whenever you plan to go to the Kerala, just search for these eco-syn toilets. You will be finding them at a little distance and all. And you can just see the things, how it happens, how it works there. So that is about today. So what we have discussed about the vermicomposting process, where, or the composting process, it is a natural process where the biodegradable waste will be converted into the manure or to the compost. And then that compost will be used by the plants for the growth. So this is how we are dumping the things into it and they are getting converted into the manure or compost. So these are the certain steps of it: collection of waste and processing, including the shredding and separation. So whatever the biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste are there, we have to segregate them. Then preparation of earthworm bed. So we have to create a bed for them so that they can come. A concrete base is required to put the waste. So we have to make sure that the down part of it should have something so that they can be there. Loose soil will allow the worms to go into the soil, and also while watering, all the dissolvable nutrients go into the soil along with the water. So we should make sure that the soil should not be held tightly, because if there is no space in between the soil, then the earthworm cannot breathe.
Take any wooden box
Hmm.
or dig 30 centimeters into the ground and add garbage in it and some water and sprinkle the water,
Hmm.
and after some days add cow dung,
Okay.
then earthworms.
What earthworms they'll do? They'll come and they will start feeding on that biodegradable waste. Okay, children, then we'll meet in the next class. But make sure Ashwant, Adrit, and Rishant should send me the homework, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, children.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye-bye.